A warm welcome, everybody, from a venue that has seen plenty of sensational laps over the years. Remember, Verstappen in 23, Vettel in 2019, some phenomenal pole laps. But whose will it be today?
Hello everybody, it's Joe here, and welcome back to my F1 25 driver career mode. We are now at Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix. If you haven't seen the last instalment from China, do be sure to check that one out before you see this one. Off the back of some strong points in Shanghai, we're hoping to carry on this momentum in Suzuka. And Q1 feels like a good enough lap so far, but it's not good enough. It's only P18, so we're having to go again, push a bit harder. Hopefully this time, this will be the lap that is worthy of getting us into Q2. And it's still very touch and go there, but it was just enough. But look at the gaps between everyone. 2.5 seconds away and still making it through. I think the field is a bit tighter than that, so I'm hoping they patch that and it's a little bit closer when obviously the patch rolls in. Anyway, Q2 now, and that felt good round there, didn't it? Round the Degners. I'll be honest, this is probably one of my weakest circuits on the game. On the calendar. I do tend to struggle a bit with Suzuka. Hoping this time out though we can still have a strong result. On the last game, results didn't quite gel. And on any F1 game, in fact, results have never quite gelled for me at Suzuka. And, well, that's going to be no exception in qualifying. It's P13 and we are out. Also out right behind me is Lewis Hamilton and George Russell, surprisingly. But we've got a lot of work to do in the Japanese Grand Prix.
Suzuka in the springtime where the cherry blossom is in full bloom. But who's blooming out on our track and who's flourishing on this wonderful day at this magnificent track? Welcome along to Suzuka and the Japanese Grand Prix. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And Lando Norris lines up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Piastri, Tsunoda, Charles Leclerc, and Fernando Alonso, Antonelli, Albon, Ocon, and Liam Lawson, Jackson, Russell, Joker, and Hamilton, Hadjar, Hülkenberg, Gabriel Bortoleto, and Lance Stroll, Behrman, Mayer, Doohan, and Pierre Gasly picks up the final grid slot.
P13, what can we do from there? Hopefully move up and get ourselves into the points. We are underway at the figure of 8 circuit, and it's a decent start. Russell alongside getting a good start. Antonelli, however, really not getting a good start at all. Heading towards turn 1, there's contact between Albon and Lawson, and that in turn forces Jackson off the circuit. Lawson manages to stay on. I tried to capitalise from that, but we're still in P11 at the moment. Albon and Lawson going side by side, and I think Liam Lawson just winning out in that one. And we're trying to get past Aiden Jackson, but we're off the circuit, so I've got to let him back through as we head up the hill. And also past me goes George Russell. So Russell moving up a place and going up into P11 in the Mercedes. We've dropped back. We're in P12, and I'm having to try and figure out a way through all over again. And I've got Kimi Antonelli all over my backside as we dive down the inside of George Russell and nearly tag the back of Aiden Jackson. But we have made our way up into P11, so 2 places gained on the first lap. Not a bad way to start. And Jackson and Albon are now having a battle. Is there room for one more? No, there isn't. I'm going to try and go around the outside of Albon. No, that's no good. I've gone wide. And I'm trying to recover at the same time without going into George Russell, who is right behind me. The two Mercedes currently running 12th and 13th. It's not a good day for them so far, but it's a decent-ish day so far for the Williams too, as we are, well, we got one car in the points and one pushing for it. However, I do think at this stage I might be just a little bit faster than Albon, so Alex, can you please do me a favour and get out of the way? I really hope team orders can come to a future F1 game. We're now down the inside of Alex Albon. Ooh, a little bit of contact there, but nothing really in doing in that. We have made our way into P10. Nothing really in the contact at all. And both myself and Albon live to fight another day. Albon, however, has dropped a position to George Russell. And now we're chasing down Esteban Ocon in the Haas. Are we going to get through down the inside there? No, we are not. But look at the traction we have out the corner. It was worth having a look on the left. But Ocon already seeing that coming and already deciding no thank you. So not able to make anything of that there as we clip the inside curb. Let it run deep. Now we're going to go towards the inside again. And we're staying right behind Esteban Ocon, using some overtake up the hill. I don't think we're going to have enough overtake to make an overtake work there, but we might be able to have a look into the chicane, going a bit deep there, nearly losing the car, and we haven't quite made that work. So we're now having to sit behind Ocon and wait for our chance. But we got a great run out of the final corner now, out of the chicane, onto the straight. Ocon's not going to be able to fight that one. Up into P9 we go. Next up are Liam Lawson and Aiden Jackson, who are having their own battle at the moment for P7. The Connor Sport driver absolutely owning this Grand Prix at this stage. But Liam Lawson in P8, he's dropping places, and it looks like he's about to drop another place here, because we're going to have a look at him, though no way through just yet. Switching to the inside line, but again, look at the traction I'm getting. Lawson having a wobble. I have a look on the outside. No way through. Lawson covers. Now we're heading towards Spoon Curve. What can we do here? I was thinking about a look up the inside, but it just wouldn't have been worth it. That would have been contact, so just having to bide time and wait till we get an opportunity. And this is as good as any opportunity we've had as we're heading up the hill. Lawson's trying to tuck in behind Jackson again, but we're tucking in for Lawson, and I think a late send here might work. We're going for the late send, and Lawson not seeing that coming, caught napping a bit there as we move into P8, and we are now targeting Aiden Jackson next for P7, trying to catch up to the Connor Sport. That car in the pecking order is behind us. But Aiden Jackson really putting it in places it shouldn't be. Not really seeing that much from Callie Mayer yet. Ooh! Jackson having a bit of a slide there. But I do think Callie Mayer will be in the point sooner than later as we dive down the inside of Aiden Jackson using the Kobayashi overtake. Bit of contact there, and Jackson trying to get back through as I'm holding the line on the left. Side by side in a place you don't normally see side by side action. And we're trying to get through in Spoon Curve. Jackson still holding on, but we've got the move done now. But Jackson might try an up and under. We've covered that, and it's P7 for us. Next up, well, P6 for us, but effectively P7 because drivers have started to pit. And speaking of starting to pit, that's our first pit stop. No fuss, no drama, just a very smooth, brilliant pit stop. Thank you, boys. Get me back into the race. Aiden Jackson comes out just behind me. And also Liam Lawson. He's on soft, so he might be quite quick at this stage of the race. So I want to try and pull clear from Aiden Jackson if I can, because he can then hold Liam Lawson back. That's our plan there for the moment. Lap 10 out of 27. Still a long way to go in this race. And we're right behind Jack Doohan, who will need to pit soon, but he's running in a really strong 7th place at the moment. But again, I think he needs to pit, and we're going to try and take him round the outside of the chicane. He doesn't give me much room, just the width of an F1 car, but that is all we need to take the place. Up into P7, clear of Jack Doohan. What was that pronunciation? Doohan. Doohan. Get it right. Anyway, lap 13 of 27. We're currently running again in P7. And you know what? We're just very much on our own in this race. Nobody's really bothering me from behind. And I'm not really catching anybody up front. I'm literally just... It's like I have the circuit to myself. And this has become a bit of an extended test session. Albeit an extended test session that will award me 6 points if I can hold position. Because I am holding position. And also I'm holding pace with Lewis Hamilton. He isn't really catching me at this stage of the Grand Prix. Into the pits then for the final time. And we're going to take on another set of softs to go to the end. I believe we've done medium, soft here and made that strategy work. We have 8 laps to run the softs, but I think we'll be fine. Leclerc has come out in front of us. Hopefully we're out in front of Bortoleto and Hamilton, and we are. Hamilton pitting a lap or two before us, trying to get an undercut. Thankfully for us it didn't work, but he closed the gap to a second. But we can try and break away a bit from Bortoleto, who'll be holding Hamilton up at least for the rest of this lap. So that will allow us the gap, but Hamilton now staying within under a second of us. We haven't really been bothered by anyone, and we haven't really bothered anyone. Just Lewis Hamilton has sort of stayed within a second and a half of us. But on the final lap, Lewis is making a final push for P7. We're currently in a Ferrari sandwich at this stage. Max Verstappen has won this Japanese Grand Prix. He has driven brilliantly to do so. But for us, it's been a race of just being by ourselves here and running our own race. And that has paid off because it's going to be P7 and a handful of points, which I will happily take. I will happily accept that as long as Lewis Hamilton doesn't find a way through, which he doesn't. We're defending him here as we head into the final chicane for the last time. Lewis just not getting through. And it's going to be P7 and 6 more championship points. Not a bad day's work.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Ferme.
Well driven. Best we could have achieved today.
And in the end, there was no Verstappen. Max Verstappen, he takes victory.
They led from lights out to the flag at the end, and their race victory was never in doubt, was it? Brilliant stuff by them.
It's been a hard afternoon of brilliant racing, but now it's time for some proper celebrations. The podium awaits. But there can only be one on the top step. Your number one, Max Verstappen. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport action. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
Well, I'm sorry I couldn't give a more exciting race there. We were just pretty much by ourselves for the entire second half of that Grand Prix. But we made it work for us. We got P7, 6 championship points. I will take that happily, thank you very much. Verstappen, Piastri and Norris are your top 3, with Tsunoda, Alonso, Leclerc, myself, Hamilton, Russell, Ocon rounding out the top 10, meaning the championship looks like this. Lando Norris still leading the way by 30 points. Verstappen is second on 43 and Piastri third on 37, with Russell and Tsunoda rounding out the top 5. We've dropped to P7 in the standings, but I'm still not too disgruntled by that. Still, some good points scored. And Williams sitting in 5th in the Constructors. I think Ferrari have just overtaken us. So, is what it is. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and hit subscribe if you're new. And until next time, I have been Joe, TTFN. Ta-ta for now. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day.